brings a smile to your face, which is my Hollywood clipboard. Are these 5 ways to do 21 life hacks? Nope, we're just doing it the one way, which is simple, straightforward, putting one foot in front of another, not hoping for a good video, but manufacturing one because we're resourceful with our $9 slap board that's not Hollywood, it's Holly weird. It's weird that we don't put one foot in front of another foot. As we progress forward, this is life hack number 1 that's funny, which is reinventing an old thing made new. Reinventing an old thing, which is the Sharpie, write your own name to identify yourself. Remember, we're talking about 21 funny life hacks. Let's just have number 1 be amazing, which is just using an $80 printer and a 15-cent plastic cover that's basically a condom for your name badge instead of just going raw dog. So this is printed up by a brother printer, and now we have made something that was kind of cheap and chintzy looking, and then making it into something awesome, which is a life hack. Why am I so excited about point number 1? Because I identified it as a problem on day -1 of the hashtag 23 days of OpenAI at South by Southwest. Am I on the life hack number 4 already? Yeah. Life comes at you pretty fast. Let's talk about adding 1. 23 days of OpenAI at South by Southwest. When you keep adding 1, adding 1, adding 1, pretty much you're way past the 23 days. Oh, hey, Larry, there aren't 23 days of South by. It's only March 7 to March 15. That's an interesting point. Thank you for trying to neg me. This is us realizing that day -1, day -1 is February 28th. What's day 1 then? Day 1 is March 1 South by, because some people by February 28th have not yet committed to go to South by. This is us delving into ROI for South by before South by. Return on investment. So do you see how using Asian intelligence, machine Larrying our way into a free trip to Austin, Texas as late as February 28th, so that way we can go to March 7, March 8, March 9 parties. This is the concept of adding 1, because for the delta, the difference, the chasm between March 1 and June 17 is 109 days. When you demarcate specific days, when you label days as specific, now you can have a framework for, did you get better from day to day? Did you listen to some kind of simple things that are just adding 1? Good job joining. Hi, I'm Larry Chang. And behind me is life tip number 5. Life tip number 5, which is the first one of live action business case studies, which is this. It's this. Michael Saylor live action business case study 1459. It's the MicroStrategy turnaround. Is it Bitcoin for corporations? That's an annual conference fabulous, an annual confab that we can extrapolate and take advantage of. Why? Because who's preparing right now with 1 hour of work to win a business conference that takes place in Orlando May 6 through May 9, right before May 27, April 27 to 29. Do you see how right before Las Vegas Bitcoin is Bitcoin for corporations? And so we're just DJing these things together, not in a way that's confusing if you're just auditorily listening and trying to pick up key tips. No, no, no. We are succinctly going from day to day with a plan. Is this layer one venture capital? It definitely is. Is this precursed by live action business case study 1452, which is Larry Cheng, Cheng, inside of GameStop's board of directors? Oh, yeah, because somebody just raised $1.75 billion that spun up to $2.25 billion on a oversubscription of a zero coupon bond with no recourse. That's live action business case study 1459 affecting live action business case study 1452. Instead of being a little kid and just hearing numbers that just wash over you, a life hack is to say, wow, it feels like that detail is kind of pertinent. Wow, it feels like this detail is kind of important. Or I didn't know that these life hacks would be assembled in a way that is both funny and useful. And funny. Why? Because there's a cute little bumblebee that's going to knowledge activate one thing, which is what? What's it going to activate? The fact that if you add 10 to MicroStrategy, you would get how proud of myself do I look like? How proud? How proud? Buzz buzz. Live action business case study 1469. Let me repeat that. Hashtag LABCS 1469. Bumble. Look, it's Bumble with Bumble BFF via a name badge. By way of a BFF, via money, via a life hack where we don't need to turn around Bumble. We don't. We can just hang out doing what? Realizing that a company used to be a unicorn and now Whitney Wolf's company is slightly in danger. That's where we can get involved using a party where we gin up name badges and we hang out in a positive light. What positive things can we do even if people aren't on a dating app? Well, we can use a networking feature that helps us onboard best friends, onboard future friends. When was the last time you made a best friend? Because prior to me turning around Bumble BFF, was just a lie. Because if a person who's a man has no friends, how can you call it BFF when men are just happy with an acquaintance that is somewhat friendly? That's how low the bar is. So when you're calling it Bumble BFF, they're like, no thank you on the dating app, and no thank you for promising me a best friend where I have no friends. That's the solution, is like Tom Anderson with MySpace. Bumble will just assign you a Chinese best friend, which is what these life hacks are, is me being your Chinese friend, and you can use Bumble as an option. Let's say you don't want a friend that's blonde and friendly and goes from person to person with a networking construct. Green tea, baby. Lighten up. Live action business case study 1469 is additive, where you think the number's just incredibly random, but the 69 is hilarious. And the live action business case study signifies the opposite of a Harvard business case study, which is pay me $175 and then study something that's already passed. This is not past. This is ongoing. This is your cost of participation, is to purchase a stuffed animal bee. Look at how cute this bee is. Look at how cute this bee is. Buzz, 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 buzz. So when you carry around this bee, it's like carrying around a labubu, where it's a purse accoutrement to your purse. Is this attached to your purse or to your man purse? It is. And now you're fully participatory with Bumble. Why? Because using Mumu, you get one free share of Bumble stock. Is this financial advice? Yeah, because it's free, just like this video is free, called 21 Life Hacks. Ah, Greg Jr. This is my Chewbacca. He's Chief Technical Officer of the Larry Chang Express. It's kind of like the Orient Express, except that instead of a conductor on the Orient Express, it's Chewbacca. It's Chewbacca. Pretty. People think you're cute. Continuing with life hacks. Oh, people think you're cute, buddy. I see him a lot, and I think he's cute. I can't imagine what I would think if I just saw him on a live stream. Life hacks. When you counterintuitively take care of a dog, you actually end up helping your dog take care of you. These are 3 side quests within the main quest of 21 Life Hacks. 1, you're constantly aware. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Do I have your permission to pin your content? Which is 1, noticing how regular Brady is. Regular with the deuces. Because once I'm aware of his deuces and don't embarrassingly pick it up, what if I'm proud to study it for a moment, not in a long way, but realizing that healthy poop, that's an indication that you're healthy. Do you want to lay back? that you're healthy. When you're healthy, you kind of have the expectation of being one, regular, and two, dropping perfect poop, and then three, not eating crap, because then it becomes kind of a game of, oh, hey, how healthy can my poop look? Which is incredibly helpful because food turns into digestive energy and life energy, and not just food as what tastes good going down. So it becomes a energy flow positive. It becomes a food flow positive, where you're eating high quality food and then you're producing a high quality food baby. Food in, high quality food in, really ginormous food baby out. We got on this topic from people saying that Tom Brady, my puppy, looks like Chewbacca. Greg Jr., what up? Let's keep rolling because I want this video to be the sum total value of every video that you've ever watched on YouTube since 2015, 2018. Let's not date ourselves as we delve into the simplest thing, which is straightforward, which is going to require a moment of attention because goal. I want this video to be more valuable than the last 100 plus videos you've watched. Attention. Being able to use artificial intelligence for $0 in a way that produces one flagship thing, one token, one marquee thing. Why did I use the word flagship? Because we go from video to video not remembering who told us what and whether it was even useful, because our emotions kind of get jerked around. A flagship ship, it doesn't get jerked around because it is the alpha ship in a sea of ships. So our equivalent for a flagship video is this video. Why? Because our ability to have a token win. And the reason I use the word token is to emphasize AI is based on tokens. Tokens for going to gather pieces of information that are paid with a token using an API. So that got not complicated, that got specific. This is the overall arching token flagship succinct tactile thing that we can walk away from this video with, which is learning to listen specifically with the goal, not 21 life hacks, the one life hack, this one trick, which is, can we get one free vacation using this video, spending $0, writing it on 3 pieces of paper, turning it into the first time your brain has ever really been activated in a video versus emotionally being toyed with. Is this in and of itself something out of chapter 7 of Bumble, which is, I'm not trying to have sex with you. I'm not trying to F with you with money. I'm not trying to even charge you money. I'm trying to use this video to give you a self-styled free vacation. Let's sub-bullet point out point number 7 and 8, which is free share of stock with free vacation. 8, free vacation, let's go. Right now, there's college baseball on a weekend. It's in Omaha and it's the College World Series. How expensive are hotel rooms right now? 600 bucks. How expensive were hotel rooms 10 months ago? Less than 600 bucks for a crappy Hilton Garden Inn. Larry, how does this even matter? It matters because the hotel prices, they only go up. Hotel prices. They only get paid when you live in the hotel. Hotel prices. They only charge you when you enter the hotel and then check out of the hotel. Meaning, if you reserve it for $0, you can get cheaper rooms. Is there a Whole Foods limit to the number of peaches that you can purchase? Peaches, in this case, being hotel rooms. No. In fact, this is a delicious Whole Foods peach, which will help me drop a perfect deuce because there's fiber wrapped in sugar, which, if you got a sweet tooth, another life hack, eat the sugar wrapped in fiber, like a banana. Not this banana. Focus. The hotel room. Being able to reserve 3 hotel rooms, and this is so funny because this works every time, 100% of the time. It's actually never not worked, which is music festival, reserve 3 rooms. Omaha, reserve 3 rooms. Osaka World Fair, which you don't even know about, reserve 3 rooms. And then some VC who's like, oh my God, I guess I gotta go. I don't have a hotel room. They look expensive, but it's so popular right now that I'm gonna have to go. This is the concept of free vacation. Are you thinking it's gonna be a $5,000 weird trip to Dubai or Honolulu for some creepy sex shit? Yeah, no, it's not that, okay? You don't even need to text me. Just watch this video. This is how it works. Miami, Art Basel. It's a music festival that's an art festival. How much is a bus ticket to go to Miami? From Louisiana, it's $100. How much is a Miami hotel room? Well, right now, for December, it's actually relatively inexpensive, under $200. What happens in December 6 through 16? Prices jack. Why? Because then they announce some Chewbacca singing Toy Story 5's prequel sequel movie, which is My Phone's Not So Smart, It's Really Just Breaking Your Brain, which is Lily Pad, the antagonist in Toy Story 5. Do you see how I'm going to guess that there's going to be a Toy Story 6 in the same way that I'm guessing I'm going to be a villain on Grand Theft Auto 7. What's GTA 7? It's a Chinese guy who steals cars. He steals cars. He's got Jimmy Neutron hair. And what's he doing? He steals cars and he makes your car better as an entrepreneur. So normally you're like, oh crap, my car got stolen. It's GTA 7. Because what's GTA 6? It's a female criminal who's not really even criminalizing anything, which is why the movie's slow to come out. And the video game's slow to come out because GTA 6, it's not working. It's not getting launched. Is this also bumbling from film trailer to film trailer, making the film trailer better? Let's go ahead and put that on the board because this flow state, which is driven on green tea, hydrate you guys. Woo! I'm gonna need a chaser. Let's add that to the board because I'm gonna credit you for making this video amazing. Credit you. Pat yourself on the back because you're a co-founder to the Toy Story 5 plugin. Toy Story 5. Almost dropped my dog. What just happened? I'll tell you what just happened. The people that stayed focused are going to benefit because I just added 3 things to the board, which is this. 1, Toy Story 5. Oh, I didn't know that they're already up to 5. Okay, now you do. We're plugging that into an AMC with a gift card. Oh my god. These APIs just write themselves. This is LABCS 1453 AMC. Is this deeply understood capital knowledge? Yes. Are we already up to 21 tips? So that way you can bookmark this video because, oops, I went from 7 to 21 in a giant burst. Let's just relax for a moment and realize that this video is your ROI, your return on invested YouTube time, ROITI, for us watching videos and really not benefiting the way that this benefits you via live action business case study 1453, which is AMC, watching Toy Story 5 with a country song as money. What country song? It's a country song that's recutting the Toy Story 5 trailer. Problem. You don't know that the antagonist for Toy Story 5 is a computer. It's a iPad. It's a iPad named Lily, and she destroys little kids' brains. Does this sound like a problem that we might be facing when we go from video to video and our brains get melted because of dopamines? It is. What if the Toy Story 5 had a Oriental cowboy singing the new trailer song? My phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking your brain. And then now we're going to make an unofficial song potentially official while selling downloads where you sing that song along with me, because I'm not going to save it as intellectually property IP protected. This is a life hack. Maybe you're not great at singing. Maybe you're really good at singing. Well, you sing, my phone's, sing it with me. Come on, you know the words. My phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking my brain. My phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking my brain. You sing it, and then you slap it into the Toy Story 5 trailer, which is totally legal, and then now you're a participant in Bumble BFF, which is a Chinese guy being your BFF. Oh, I already have enough tall pro athlete Chinese friends who are my best friend, who know computer science and help me with life stuff, and well, honestly got me a free vacation to Miami because like I watched a June 18 video. You're welcome. You're welcome. Because that's the fun nature of 21 life hacks. That's the ubiquity of realizing that George Lucas had a Shih Tzu, and he's like, oh my God, wouldn't it be so funny if my Shih Tzu walked around and became Chief Technical Officer of the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, that's what Chewbacca is he runs the technical. He's like a Chinese guy who can't speak any English, and he talks to his co-founder, Han Solo, in a language that only Han Solo understands. Which is the thrust drive is fucking broken and I'm fixing it, you non-technical co-founder. Which is, it's already fixed, motherfucker. Press start. Press go. That's George Lucas winning at characterization and then kind of going full retard when he goes to Jar Jar Binks. But that's a criticism and a video essay that is not this video. This video is 21 life hacks done being high on green tea, which I am actually out of. Larry, where do you get your green tea from? Do you get it from Mother Scratching China? Nope. I'm the Chinese guy who cooks Chinese food for dates by going to Whole Foods and buying Chinese food. Why do I do that? Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. That could be a new thing. Whoa, yo. Thanks for jumping in to comment. How are you, Tim Hodder? Is Tim Hodder hotter today than he was yesterday? Yes. That's why Tim's hotter. You drop the comments. I make the jokes that are 100% funny 60 to 90% of the time and 100% useful, which is Tim Hodder getting hotter and hotter because he's doing the four triangles, the four sides of the triangle, the three sides of the triangle. Let's get into life hacks, 21 of them. Why are we at one like? No judgments. You are like constipated. No judgments. Wednesdays and Mondays, new episodes drop. Being like constipated is where you're seemingly hezzy. When you're hesitant on this content, you're saying to yourself, oh, I don't believe that all 21 life hacks are going to be free. What? They're free. Like, there's no thing later to purchase. It's just free. Finishing the hotel's rise in cost. Tom Brady needs to be brushed. Finishing the hotel's rise in cost and free vacation. What we're doing is we're front running something that is going to be popular before it's popular. Front running like running ahead. Front running like, hey, I think I discovered this new channel called What They Don't Teach You in School. And I'm going to study a video because the Chinese cowboy said that I could pay for a free vacation. This is why we're doing these exercises. This is why we're doing these free exercises. Not to create a brand new dog from the dog that we have. Actually, yeah, we are doing that. We're creating a brand new video from this video that is your first shipped video. We're creating something from nothing. This is why I seem like I'm drunk right now for a sunrise video, because I woke up late today. I never wake up late. Why did I wake up late? Because I was busy in dream world coming up with, why do people on YouTube love this stuff? How do I produce more of it? How can I make one video so that way you never have to watch another Larry Chang video? Except for this video twice. Why? Because I'm taking LABCS 1469 that's based on LABCS 1459. Careful to not knock over my flower from Trader Joe's. This $1 million bouquet. It only costs $7. Seriously, look at that. Look at how pretty that is. $7 mother scratchers. Fresh flowers. So what we're assembling together is the first time you've watched a YouTube video with the express specific purpose of making $300 that you spend on a vacation by discovering something before other people. You already do this. Oh, that looks cool. Or, oh, that looks amazing. I wonder how I could benefit. What you're going to start seeing is the flagship, the token, and then the wherewithal to say, I once watched a video and I got $300 better. Is there another video to purchase after the $300 one? No. But what you'll start to do, and this is flow state, which is why I seem like I'm drunk or happy, I'm showing you how a book that's under $20 turns into 3,000. It's hard to brush your dog. It's hard to brush your dog and do show and tell. We'll go 500K and way more than 500K for the Dan Olson book. That's not to intimidate you for this true fact, which is my YouTube channel generated 550K 12 months. What this video is the entree point for is not, oh, I'm so impressed by Larry Chang. That doesn't help. In fact, it hurts. In fact, it helps that you think that I'm 5'6". Because if you met me in person, you'd be like, oh my God, he's a foot taller than I thought he would be. That doesn't help. This is what does help. That's how I get the dog hair out of my nose, is like a dog. Is that out of James Nestor blowing your nose without blowing your nose? It is, because now my nasal passages are clear. This is your first video that your time flow positive. I don't think I could say it more succinctly in a 15-second clip. By the way, I give you, the viewer, permission to steal my intellectual property, which is you can remix this video because I gave you the 15-second compressed version of it. Not so that way you can watch it for 15 seconds and then leave, but because of the momentum of this. What is that guy talking about? The momentum of this. There's no way that you watched his video twice for 60 minutes. I had a hard time watching 6 minutes of it. This is also the reason that the average YouTube viewer has read below 1.0 book cover to cover. This is not to shame people that can't read in an age of AI that's pummeling you with, can you read 2 books a day in order to make 200K a month. Are these numbers unpopular? No, they're incredibly popular. In fact, if you want to be a billionaire like a boss babe, you're going to realize that in order to make $1 billion, you need to make $28,800 per hour. That's $1 billion. It isn't some magic 1 billion. It's you got to make 28.8K per hour. Do people become billionaires? Yeah. Can you imagine making 28.8K per week? Because that's way before 28.8K per hour. Let's not lower the bar. Let's put the bar at a digestible chunk, because the bar is actually not lowered. It just turns out if you can just get off of zero, $1 million's really close. I know you get emotional about $1 million because that's just being a human. Because if you're below zero, you're in net worth, you're struggling for oxygen. Is this a video that pleads with you to get to zero? Yes. That's a life hack. Is that life hack number 32 by now? Yeah, but who's keeping track? You can make money by having a video summary, which is Larry Chang's 21 life hacks video. It turns out there's 60 of them, but here are my top 10, which is free vacation, $200. Let's get incredibly specific. At the event, you're going to be doing an event within an event. I know, scary going from guest to host, but trust me, LTMVP is not that scary. Guest to host, hosting a party. You think, oh, 2 hours, open bar, I can't do it. You're just going to be doing an 11-minute party. What? Is that a joke? No. Rich people, they love when poor people say, I'm hosting a party. Oh, cool. What time? Oh, well, it's from 7:11 p.m. What? Well, it ends at 7:22. Wait a minute. You're just hosting an 11-minute party? What the act? What? Really? Yeah, because you have 5 parties to go to at Art Basel. You have 5 parties to go to in the same time frame at Bitcoin for Corporations in Orlando at the Waldorf Astoria. From 7 to 9, there are 5 competing parties. Oh, yesterday, June 17th, there were 5 competing parties in San Francisco at Dogpatch, right across the street from YC AI Startup School. There's always 5 competing parties because that's just how people enter the marketplace. 7 to 9, sloppy. 6 to 8, super sloppy. Super sloppy rich people, because rich people are super sloppy. What are we? Well, we're rich, but we're not sloppy. This is 11 minutes, which is, it's a party from 6:45 until 6:56. What? And now people know when to come. 5 minutes before 6:45, and they know when they're going to be able to leave, which is 8 o'clock. Why? Because you're going to be doing a cool after party. Am I teaching you how to API in? Yes. Let's say that the party API, application protocol interface. Do you see how your party is a prequel to somebody else's party? Let's give a specific example. On June 25th, there's going to be Stanford venture capitalists that are going to be assembling at 7 Seasons. Is this a joke? Nope. It's really at 7 Spirits. 7 like Toy Story 5 plus 2. My phone's not so smart. It's really just breaking my brain. So June 25th, The party is surprisingly from 6 to 8. What if you had an 11-minute party before the 6 to 8 party for 11 minutes that took place 5:30 to 5:41? What if you charged $14 and then when people showed up, you gave them a drink ticket for a $10 beer? You're welcome. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Does that make sense? Because there's already going to be a party there that's 6 to 8. That's Stanford Venture Capital. Like, that's not stuff that I'm making up. That's just at Seven Spirits, and you are pre-promoting the Stanford VC party to your friends. Let's say you don't have 50 friends to invite. Can you sign up 4 people? I think you could. I think you really could. What's the date? June 25th. What city is this going to be? Texas. Austin. What's the theme of the 6 to 8 party? It's Stanford VCs. It's VCs who are rich and do Stanford shit. Is that going to be a boring party? No, it's actually going to be pretty good. Are you going to make it better by bringing a dog? You could. Would it be better if you were to host an 11-minute party before it, and then the after party becomes the 6 to 8 party? Oh, but Larry, what if everybody did what you did? Well, then everybody would be rich, right? I mean, live action business case study 3373. Jobapreneur. You're going to need to be entrepreneurial in you trying to get a job, which is super hard right now because somebody rigged the system. I'm fixing the system. I can't put everybody on the magic boat. My name's Larry. It's not Noah. So you do an 11-minute party in the city that you want the free vacation in, and no, you're not going to fly private in a G5, G7, or a Wager 77. Like, boat gas, too expensive, plus driving a yacht up the Colorado River, that's frowned upon. Oh, get it? Because you take the boat into the Gulf of America and then stick your yacht up the Mississippi, and then now you're ocean boating into the river, and people would be upset that your Wager 77, which is actually not got a huge wake. It's actually very, very lean. But that's, they don't even let like jet skis on. I don't think they're going to allow your yacht to come on. That's why you're taking a bus or an airplane bus called Southwest to enter a city in order to do the life hack of host an 11-minute party. Precursor to Miami would be hosting an 11-minute party in your city. Let's say you live in India and you're next door to an Indian call center scam, okay? Well, you just find a hotel that is for Western people, and you say, this is an 11-minute party that's prior to Bitcoin for Corporations 2026. And then you host people on a Luma or an Eventbrite, and maybe you can't charge $500, but you can charge 4 rupee, right? And then ditto in Nigeria, where instead of scamming people for money scams, you can make money legitimately doing this, which is why this one video seems like it's an MLM scheme, but it's actually you just realizing this is how a library works. When was the last time you went to the library? This is how buying a book on Amazon works, where you end up, hopefully you didn't screenshot that barcode, because then my money would be lost. Ooh, that's how we can win at Amazon, is you and I, life hacking tip number 600. But if you're just joining now, tip number 1, which is, who is this Chinese cowboy? I'm your book club study buddy person. You don't even need to buy a new nonfiction business book. I'm positive that you have one laying around your house right now that you bought, but then you did not read. Is this psychic Larry Chang time? It is. You comment in the comments 1 period, and I'll tell you the name of the book that you own, that's nonfiction, that you have not read. Is this psychic trickery and sorcery? No, it's a good time, because we can either play that silly game or play another silly game, which is we book club a book where you read the book and then I read the book, and then we share ideas on the book, therefore turning it into the first book club you've ever financially benefited from. Why am I doing this? Because I love to read? No. It's because I love to have a good time with a baby Chewbacca. I love to FAFR, fudge around and find riches, which is this video. So let's say you reach out to me and we study buddy a YouTube video, or we study buddy a book. What then happens is you see that a $20 book can turn into minimum $3,000, because you'll watch me make $3,000. You'll watch me make it. And then when you only make $500, I'll shame you. Am I going to charge you a part of the $500? No. Am I going to make you read my book? No. You can do this with any nonfiction business book. Did I take 5 nonfiction business books and come up with a PhD thesis at a Boston area college? Yeah. Is that intimidating? No. My IQ's probably lower than yours, but I'm kicking kind of a lot of ass. These are the 5 books that I used prior to AI. Now that you have AI, no, Brady, you can't get down. You want to get down? You're so cute. You're so cute. Look at how fluffy you are. I'm going to show people how fluffy you are. Brady doesn't want to be picked up anymore. Brady, can I pick you up? Can I pick you up? Come here. Puppy kiss. Puppy kiss. Puppy kiss. 5 books. 5 books. 4 Steps to the Epiphany. What they don't teach you at Harvard Business School. Crossing the Chasm, Jeffrey Moore. Eric Ries, Lean Startup. Alexander Ostrander, Business Model Generation. Those 5 books, I used AI. Before AI, artificial intelligence, it was just brute force Asian intelligence. I used my brain to read, and reread these books, and I asked myself, what's a sequel to 4 Steps to the Epiphany that's also the sequel to Eric Ries' Lean Startup, Minimum Viable Product? That's where that comes from. In addition to Alexander Ostrander, Business Model Generation. In addition to Jeffrey Moore, Crossing the Chasm. Cross the chasm from the right. In addition to Mark McCormack, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. Those 5 books have a sequel, which is me extrapolating what these white dudes are going to say before they say it. Am I now showing off? No. This is possible with AI. That's $0. Which is, what if those 5 authors came together and wrote a 5-way book? That's what this is everyone thinks it's a sexual 5-way, but it's actually a 5-way book. Because what each book is valuable. And when each book is valuable, we can realize, what if we read a book with the express goal that's stated of, I want to cause a free vacation and catalyze a free vacation for myself? What if you watched this video again and said, "What I want to make $1,000. Let's say you're $6,000 in debt. You don't have to go more in debt to buy a workshop. You just need to go more into your own head with saying, let's dig ourselves out of debt by trying to make $900 using this video that could be turned into a book. I, Larry Chang, own this intellectual property, and I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you for free. Peace. Good hanging out with you guys. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. How good was that video? What specific things within the format of 2 free vacations per year from the Bay Area to Austin, Miami, are going to help you go from where we're at right now to unicorn? Unicorn is fluffy blonde billionaire Shelby Sapp, Sarah Loretta, Whitney Wolf, Lisa Falzone, Sarah Blakely. Who's batting 1,000 when it comes to blonde billionaires? Shucks. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe your friends are not lying to you. Oh, if we take this vacation, Larry's just going to try to have sex with me. Meh. I can bang on my own without having to cajole you into a cult of trying to do the impossible, which is getting hot girls to read 2 books a month. There are easier ways, okay? Which is me going to the bar, going to a dog walk. Have you seen how hot my dog is? I can literally just bang Tom Brady's Fallout because Tom Brady doesn't sleep with women, okay? He actually hates sleeping near a human. He's independent. So why am I going to use this for deal flow? It's not deal flow. It's playing the game on not even hard mode. This is technically doing the near impossible. Okay, remember before when it was June 25th, Stanford Venture Capital? Remember that? Yeah. So that's actually real, and it's at Seven Spirits, and that party is June 25th, 6 to 8 p.m. I'm getting hot. Temperature hot. Face hot. Oh, you're not that hot. You have a birthmark on your face. It's a baseball bruise, bitches. Women love scars. In fact, I need to get something wrong, because if it's too money, People don't trust it, especially minority people. But, whatever. June 25th. Will you host a event? Do you like how when my nose itches, I don't touch my face? Who taught me that? Beer virus season. Never touch your face. If my nose itches, I'm going to kiss nobody from Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. Leave a sexposit. There's nothing. This is chapter 7. Chapter 7, bang less, get ahead. Chapter 7, chapter 7, chapter 7, chapter 7, bang less, get ahead. Boom! Right on the three-way triangle, which is this. Bumble. Bumble BFF. My Shih Tzu doesn't shed, but somehow hair goes everywhere. Live action business case study. Live action business case study 1469. Bumble. Whitney Wolf. Unicorn. Problem. That company's not $1 billion anymore because the stock price is in the poopers. And not in the pooper like in the butt. In the pooper like in the shitter. The stock dropped from like $80 to $5. When your company is no longer a unicorn, you are no longer a unicorn. Unless you already have $1 billion, but then now you feel even worse, kind of like Charlie Lee selling $1 billion worth of Litecoin, and then now Litecoin dropping to subpar levels, shitcoin levels. This is the problem, which is Bumble is no longer $1 billion. Solution. Let's turn it around using Chapter 7, BFF, and money. Are you going to need to come up with money? Nope. No money required. That was a water burp. That was not a gastrointestinal burp. That was just from cold water entering my stomach, causing gas. Which goes to us with the 3, which is money. You don't need to bring money to June 25th, 6 to 8. Why are you bringing money to a VC party? That's like bringing women to a women's retreat, which I do. I am the guy who brings sand to the beach. I am the person who brings money to a money party. But I'm not bringing my own money. I'm bringing future money that's going to be made. That's literally and metaphorically me bringing my cowboy hat to a party with one Chinese cowboy. That's me bringing money to the VC party. That's me bringing more blonde billionaires to the Stanford VC party. This is the concept of bringing water to the ocean because it's better water that I can drink. This is me bringing blonde future billionaires to the party with other people who think that they can find future billionaires. This is hilarious on 10 levels while it's turning around Bumble BFF. Let's say you're watching this video because your friend was like, "Oh, we have to go to Larry's Austin Secret Society of Entrepreneurs party. That's going to be amazing." And you're thinking it's just another billionaire trying to get me to Dubai. Oh no, you're paying. I mean, everything's free, but you're going to have to pay. And not with money. You're going to have to pay with time. You're going to have to pay with energy. You can't pay actually with money. You can only pay with attention. Why is it structured that way? One, because it's hilarious. Two, there's no risk. Three, it's funny on 21 levels, which is why this is Sunrise Videos, which is why all the information, we're not going to need to meet for a coffee, which is usually your step one, which is why a lot of females will not make 100K before 30 years old total. True story. That's because step one is not, oh, okay, let's meet for a coffee. And then I'm going to have to go over everything that you could have just gotten from a YouTube video or an IG live that's archived. Exactly. That's why this video will be the first video that you've ever watched, beginning to end, because you're going to expressly state to yourself on a top of a piece of paper, because if you don't take 2 pages of notes from this video, you're losing. If you don't take at least 2 full pages of legible notes, pen to paper, you're losing. Oh, but Larry, I can just use AI Gemini to transcribe your YouTube live. Yeah? When was the last time you did that and it caused your brain to get better? Have you seen the Toy Story 5 trailer recut? Your phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking your brain. Yeah, your brain's broken. Well, that's why I am the vagina whisperer. You thought it was Pussy Magnet, and it's not. It's not Pussy Magnet, even though you could think that it is. Vagina whisperer is realizing that our vaginas wire our brain chemical slightly different from what testosterone does. This is the concept of vagina whisperer, where we want to wire our brain to acquire money via a lifestyle business. We want to be able to have it all, do it all, because guess what? Boss babes are not as astute as Larry Chang, who is alpha vagina whisperer, not from a pussy magnet standpoint, but from a mind wiring beta alpha theta delta waves from a Joe Dispenza standpoint. Look at how many times I say vagina whisperer with a straight face. And this is not comedic material. It is our brain wiring to understand algorithms to live by. Am I quoting Brian Christian and Tom Griffith's book? Am I showing off? I'm not showing off, because when we see that doom scrolling affects women different from how doom scrolling affects men. This being gender specific is my practice in trans entrepreneurship education, where I walked people through a PhD in how to become a billionaire as a female using gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises. This is way before trans was even on radars. What is gender reversal entrepreneurship exercising? It's realizing that our vaginas de-risk things in ways that are reptilian minded, and the awareness that it brings. What's the conclusion from this PhD thesis? 1. Imposter complex. It affects men and women differently. 2. Accepting of invitations. Men and women accept VC party invitations massively differently. Are these archived at my author, my female author name, which is Larry Chang at Women 2.0? Yes, Angie Chang. Is this also archived at Girls in Tech, Adriana Gascoigne? Yes. Does this title, Vagina Whisperer, make me uncomfortable? No. Where did I even come up with this? That title was given to me in the heart of feminism and feminist learnings and teachings, packaged up into a hyper masculine person who is so male that it's transgender, where I dipped into female thought via gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises. Are these approximately 5,000 blog posts that are summarized and compiled on X, Twitter, and Duck9 to the point where people thought I was the co-founder of Quora? Yes. What makes Larry Chang so strange? Well, because I went ahead and am batting 1,000 when it comes to blonde billionaires. Is a blonde billionaire in trouble right now? Buzz, 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 yes. The stock's at $5. Do you know what the next stop could be? $0. That's Bumble going bankrupt. Are we going to run ahead of the postmortem into not having a company go under? You like how I made the bumblebee fly? Yeah. This is me playing 7D chess and having a company and you go from 0 to 1 million. Specifically 0.6 million, but let's not get too specific and let's not sidetrack from this one video, which is turning around Bumble with layer 2. What's layer 2? It comes after layer 1. Larry, what's layer 1 and how many layers are there to venture capital? There are 4 layers. Layer 0 is useless. It's network with a VC on LinkedIn. Layer 0 is useless. Plot spoiler, that's also layer 3. Can I add you to my LinkedIn? Can I add you to my LinkedIn? How about no? How about no? I can't add you to LinkedIn. Or you can add me, but I got one LinkedIn contact right now, Rolf Botha. He added me, so I'm done. Layer 0, layer 3, focus on these because these will help you with LABCS 1469. Larry, what's 1468? Is that where I blow you and then you don't blow back? That's all of it, because there's also chapter 7, which is we're never going to bang and you're going to have to pay a sexposit. No, you're not crashing in my room. I'm not even sleeping in your hotel. I have a hotel room in your hotel, but this isn't my first rodeo. I have an escape room to a different hotel that I'm not telling you about, so that way you can't corner me in my room. Oh, is this an article called What to Do When a Call Girl Throws Vagina at You? Yeah, it's called 99 mph putty. 99 miles per hour putty being thrown at us. Layer 0, which is add me on LinkedIn. Layer 3, add me on LinkedIn. Where are the useful layers? Layer 1, which is the calendar. Can you read the calendar for June 25th? Can you read the calendar for February 6th? What's February 6th? It's day number 46 of the 55 days of OpenAI at SF Christmas. Hashtag 55 days of OpenAI at SF Christmas. That's the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl takes place in Santa Clara in San Francisco, California. Can you get a free trip to the Super Bowl? Well, we live in the Bay Area, so we would just drive down. But do you see how we benefit from having home field advantage? HTG, HFA, OTR. Hashtag. HTG, HFA, OTR. How to get home field advantage on the road. HTG, HFA, OTR. San Francisco Bay Area. The Super Bowl's going to be going off, as the kids say. Oh, I have a nose hair from a dog. I gave in. See? I eventually do give in. I don't give in. I'm not sleeping in your hotel. You sleuths. Not sleeping in your hotel, in my hotel room that we had a party in, okay? I don't stay in that hotel. I'm staying in my safety hotel because I know you guys are kind of rapey, okay? I know that. Which is us getting home field advantage on the road. Oh, instead of doing all these things, why don't I just hook up with you? Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's the carrot and the other carrot, because there is no stick, because it's separate, extend, and escape. Let me repeat those for if you guys need to get away from somebody who's trying to conjoin. Separate, extend, and escape. Put some geographic distance between yourself and the cajoler, the wooer, the heir of trying to put dating into a business situation. Chapter 7, bang less, get ahead. HTG, HFA, OTR. How to get home field advantage on the road. Chapter 69 of Snowball. Is this your first video that you will watch twice? Not on repeat, but twice. Because what we're doing at Super Bowl in Houston is realizing there's a Warren Buffett documentary that was for the Patriots versus Eagles Super Bowl. Is every Super Bowl legendary? To the teams that are participatory, yes. Do you use this book on hashtag 55 days of OpenAI at SF Christmas? Why have you not written down that hashtag? It's literally $150,000. Oh, but if it were that easy, wouldn't everybody do it? No. It turns out if it were really that easy, nobody would do it because people would rather gossip about the war or gossip about who Larry Chang's sleeping with next or gossip about their high school teacher or gossip about the person who actually got into business school for $3. Am I talking about my friends? Yeah. But Janet, she got in. Forget about Janet. Janet Zhao, Jay-Z. Forget about Janet Zhao. Let's just talk about Larry Chang. Actually, let's not even talk about Larry Chang. Let's talk about Irv Grousbeck. Let's talk about Irv. $3. What if you read this book and said, I think this book can get me into Stanford for $3. Oh, but what if everybody did that? Well, then people would read more than 1.0 book per year if everybody did that. Oh, if everybody did it, it'd be mayhem. No, if everybody did it, there'd be zero debt in the United States of America. If everybody did it, we wouldn't have fraud in financial fraud. If everybody did it, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club wouldn't be a thing. It would be Everybody Entrepreneurship Club, which is what it is, but people, for some reason, that are ugly, that can't focus, they just would rather gossip about how they were born into riches versus your family that stayed married. They just taught you how to read a book. Libraries, not racist. Reading a book, also not racist. Scandalous to have a video this valuable? Oh, so scandalous. Oh, so much confidence. Oh, your confidence rubs off badly on me. Thank you for telling me that you're ugly. Your confidence is too much. Reading 2 books a day, that's too much. It's not too much. AI, it's your friend. Asian intelligence. What we're going to do from this video is June 25th. You're doing an 11-minute party. That's what we're doing. And if you're not doing that, just rewatch this video and apply it the 11-minute party secretly on your own. This is also what we're doing. You're getting one friend and you're study buddying this video as I study buddied this book with a person who read page 127 and page 135, which is that Warren Buffett did the same thing that Larry Chang did, which is chapter 65. He got into Columbia Business School by writing a letter to Ben Graham. I did not read this book because I think Warren Buffett isn't a good investor. I think he's really good at getting inside deals. But this is early Warren Buffett, not late stage Warren Buffett. I get confused because I lump it all as one giant Warren Buffett. Early Warren Buffett was capital efficient and prolific, as exemplified by page 127 and page 135, which is how to get into Columbia Business School by writing one simple letter. This one trick got us into GSB, which is me reaching out to Irv Grosbeck saying, hey, I love your stuff. You're a legend. I can't believe you're still alive. That makes you a literal living legend. Can I come learn direct from you for lecture number 11? Because the other lectures are great. Your lecture 11, it's confusing to me. Can I come to Stanford and then learn lecture 11? Yes. That's how I get in. I mean, that's the short version of it. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. Rewatch this video. Don't just message me and be like, oh, your cell phone, it really works. Don't be a loser, okay? Don't send vag pics or nudes. Those don't help. And plus, it's just nude fraud. Fraud and nudes. Why don't you watch this video, transcribe it using AI or Gemini or OpenAI or Anthropic or Grok 3 and do something with hashtag 55 days of OpenAI at SF Christmas. Problem, 12 days of OpenAI. That's a real thing and it's real bad. That's Sam Altman. Who is Larry Chang? If you're meeting me for the first time, I'm the guy who did AI to Sam Altman before he started OpenAI with my friend Elon Musk, which is September 14, 2015. Sam Altman asked, who at Stanford's going to teach CS183D? Hello. In 2015, I was already 3 years deep into CS183D via 60,000 tweets. Imagine you open your phone. My phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking my brain. Toy Story 5 unofficial trailer, which is your phone has all of this knowledge. Your phone's got all of this knowledge. Why don't you use your phone to your advantage? Or is Lilypad going to bake your noodle? Lilypad's the antagonist in Toy Story 5. Are there going to be Toy Story 5 stamps issued by the Postal Service where we can slap a number 10 envelope and do some Duck 9 functionality? Hashtag PO Box 105281. That's a different video recorded in a different era, which still applies, which is running an API into Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. That arbitrage, it still works. That arbitrage, it's still going. That arbitrage is still arbitrage. It's sell it first and then buy it. Arbitrage. The advantage of API call, application protocol interface call. The API call of Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax not wanting you to broker your positive information into the 3 credit bureaus. Do I need to repeat them again? Or are you actually going to take action on the hashtag 55 days of OpenAI at SF Christmas? I think you will. It feels like you're right on the cusp of this, and I don't even need to walk you through the steps. Why? Because in the future, in the year 2129, when I've passed yet also shorted 669 billion Bitcoin using AI, you don't need Larry Chang. You just need AI to ask, what would Larry Chang tell me to do to get a free trip to the Super Bowl because I currently live in Florida? What would Larry Chang do to self-fund a vacation to Austin, Texas during the hashtag 22 days of OpenAI at ACL in 2026, October 2 through 13? Ditto hashtag 23 days of OpenAI at ACL in 2025. Are these hashtags annoying? No. I'm literally jizzing money into your bank account with the compression algorithm of the G spot of a hashtag that explodes. Because remember, what is a hashtag? It's a Chris Messina invented thing that allows for us to compress conversations. Look at Sam Altman's mistake in his compression because he refuses to use a hashtag even though he's captain of a ship called OpenAI. Did I just help you front run Sam Altman? Sam Altman. Sam like Samuel, Altman like the person who kind of abused their sister. My friend Elon calls him Scam Altman because he's referred to as Scam Altman. You being smarter than Sam Altman while using Sam Altman's tools. And one more tool, which good job for staying 72 minutes into this video, which is this. Hashtags are OpenAI and Grok 3's Achilles heel. When you use a hashtag for the first time, it's like you watching a video for a second time the first time, where you're a virgin video watcher, you're a virgin video studier, you're a virgin when it comes to how do I PQRST, preview question, read, summarize, test. How do I flow with money? How do I get out of my 17K in cliche girl credit card debt? How do I rewatch a video or reread one book one time? How do I use a hashtag that's this video on hashtag LABCS1469, which is a sequel to hashtag LABCS1459. Am I showing off right now? A little bit. Ta-da! Which is MicroStrategy, which is a sequel to Overstock, which is Patrick Burns' Short Squeeze, which is a sequel to hashtag LABCS 1453, which is AMC, which is a hashtag LABCS 1452, which is GameStop. Is this Larry Chang, CHIANG, being greater than Larry Chang, CHENG? Yes, which is Larry Chang doing 0 to 1 VC using 3 AI VCs: Ed Chen, Bruce Wang, Larry Chang. Get it? It's John Teo, Tim Chang, Larry Chang, but the AI versions of it. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, you're welcome.